up, everyone? Welcome back, episode 23.
That's right.
Chris, how you doing?
Great.
Great. What do they call that? Isn't that the... What's the Jordan year again?
What?
21.
23.
23. So this is it.
Yeah.
This is the Jordan episode. Dedicated to him.
That's right.
Man, the myth, the legend.
How are we going to
I didn't really think about it until I said it out
dedicate it
loud.
to him?
That was a shout out.
Okay.
So there it is.
That's all that we
That's all
got.
he gets. That's all he gets.
Well, we're happy to be here. A little icebreaker for you today.
Okay.
What's the population of the world?
Of the world or the United States?
The world.
I would probably say the world 7.9 billion with a B.
8.1. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, what sport? I saw this online, so that's why I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
What sport
Cricket.
do you think that if you are playing,
Okay.
you are in the top 1%? So like 8 million, right? That would be 1%.
Okay.
1%.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what it is. 1%.
No, 1% of 8 billion is like 80 million, isn't it?
8 billion.
It's 80 million.
Yeah, 80 million. All right. So 1% of 8 billion is 80 million. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What sport do you think you could play and be in the top 1% of that sport? Essentially, what sport do you think you could play and you're one of the best 80 million players in the
Pickleball.
world?
Pickleball.
You think?
100%. There's a 0 chance baseball, 0 chance basketball.
You think 80? You're not one of the top 80 million baseball players in the world?
Yeah, I guess.
80 million.
Well, this is the hardest part about this is the world. Like, the world doesn't play baseball. You'd almost have to do the percentage of the United States. Like, the world doesn't play.
Okay, 300 and...
How much is the United States? 330 million? So that would be 3 million.
Okay, 3
I
million.
don't think I'm in the top percent 3 million baseball players.
You know, in the U.S.,
That's tough.
3 million.
I'm just trying to think of like how
You
many.
played college baseball.
Yeah, D3. I'm trying to think of
3
how many
million?
college athletes there are. You know what? I'll give myself that. Yeah, I would say that 3 million.
I'd like to
Was
think
yours
that
basketball?
I'd be in basketball.
Yeah, I guess if
3 million.
there's probably some statistic that like if you play college athletics at any level, you're in some threshold.
Gotta be, yeah.
Like there's like
Plus
high
also,
school, then
I mean,
there's college.
And once you start thinking about it, like 330 million, that's including all the babies.
And that's including all the elderly.
Right.
Yeah, I would probably say baseball.
You gotta be.
I mean, you have to think about it,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And after that fun icebreaker, now we're jumping into Minnesota Minute.
Yeah, Minnesota Minute. Twins, or Timberwolves, sitting on top at 30-13. We'll get to the NBA later, but they play the Wizards, Nets, and Spurs coming up. Minnesota Wild are at 20-21-5. They play the Capitals, Predators, and Ducks coming up. Gopher basketball lost a heartbreaker tonight to Wisconsin, so they're 12-7 overall. They play Penn State on Saturday. Minnesota Women's Hockey League beat Ottawa. They play Montreal on Wednesday at the XL Energy Center. And I said Twins before. Joe Mauer inducted into your Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Today. First ballot.
Good job,
Put it
Joe
on the
Mauer.
board. I mean,
It's good for him.
pretty cool.
Good for us too.
Minnesota guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's just I mean, you know where he was going to go to college? You know where he almost got a full ride? To play
Florida.
quarterback?
Florida State.
That boy. That boy. That boy.
I don't think I would have gotten it if you didn't give me the facial
state?
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
No, I honestly thought it was Florida.
Yeah, Florida State. Damn.
Okay.
Talk about an athlete. He's for sure in the top X percentage, yeah?
He's probably less than 1%.
Yeah.
Probably 0.2.
So, there it is.
Okay. Awesome.
Bang, bang.
Let's jump to roundtable then.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Okay.
It's not really, I mean, it's more of a roundtable just discussion. So,
Lay it on me.
we talked about this here. The Bucks fired their coach.
Mm-hmm.
You're 30-13. You're second in your division, whatever.
In the Eastern Conference.
In the Eastern Conference. So I know it's probably, and one of the reasons was like, oh, Giannis, it wasn't happy or lost faith or whatever.
Potentially.
But you're 30-13. You're the second best team. Top 3, top 4 in the whole NBA, and you fire your coach.
Yeah, I don't know what's
there
going on.
There has to be
there.
something else going on.
Don't know what's going on there.
Like, why would anyone want to coach a team like that?
There has to be some reason, but it's pretty tough to think that somebody who's won over double the games that they've lost is not coaching when they're literally halfway through the season.
Yeah, and they're literally, I just don't. I was just thinking about that. I saw that today also, and I just was trying to fathom that. I was like, so does anyone want to coach that team? Because now they're like, oh, Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
So like, okay,
That
so
is
why
the
didn't you
funny
bring
part.
Doc Rivers? Did he retire? Because he didn't retire. No one wanted him, right? He went to the studio.
Yeah, he got fired, and then he was not the coach of any team. So then he was
He's in
doing
a play-by-play or whatever, or something. But now it's just
Commentating.
crazy where it's like, yeah, we'll take him over a guy who has literally led this team.
right.
But I guess
Yeah.
that's what the
I don't
effect of
know.
a star player has.
It's kind of interesting, but
Yeah.
we'll see who they actually get. I mean, it's looking like it's going to be Doc Rivers, which is just kind of funny because he was fired for this exact same situation last year, where they weren't doing well enough.
Clippers
No,
or
he was on the
76ers.
76ers. Yeah, he was the coach of the 76ers. They didn't perform up to standards, and then they fired him, even though they were consistently very good. So it's not like it's any situation that's different than what he's used to.
Right. I just think it's crazy. It's like you got a guy who is literally.
It's also hard because it's his first year, so it's not like he's had multiple years where he wasn't doing what he needed to do. It's like literally this is his first year. They're 30-13. They're second in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
They're winning.
So it had to have been
consistently.
something with people saying.
There's got to be something that
either
is
happened or
not-
people were like, "Hey, I don't trust this guy" or something
Yeah,
for the long term, and they said, "All right, screw it, we're going to change it."
exactly.
So interesting.
Yep. My basketball one is they announced the player pool for the U.S. Olympic team.
Okay. Is that this year? For this year? Is the NBA this year?
So it's for the 2024 Summer Olympics, which is this coming summer.
Alright.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
So
NBA
the
is
coaches.
Summer Olympics.
What?
I said NBA is Summer
Well, it
Olympics.
would be winter.
Well, you played it in the winter, right?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be in the Winter Olympics. That's all the outside stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So the coaches are Steve Kerr, Mark Few, Tyronn Lue, Eric Spoelstra.
Okay.
And then, I mean, if you were interested in looking up the list, feel free. There's 41 players. So there's 41 players in the pool and 12 make it.
Jeez. Okay.
And so the big thing is, I mean, we talked about it probably, 10 episodes ago?
Yeah.
Where all these notable guys started saying that they're committing to the team or whatever. And so 28 players have represented the U.S. in an Olympics or World Cup. So 28, and they can only have 12 players on the team.
So 16 are.
16 that have at some point played for the U.S. World Cup or Olympics in the past won't make it.
That's crazy.
And then they've also collected 23 Olympic or World Cup gold medals.
Okay.
So, I mean, you got a bunch of young guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Steph, Anthony Davis.
Well, wait. Wasn't this the thing? So we had that. What was that? The FIBA tournament?
That was the World Cup.
Okay, so the World Cup. So the FIBA World Cup or whatever. Is that what it's called? FIBA?
Yep.
Okay. The FIBA World Cup, and that's when everyone committed, because no one really played in that one. Steph and them didn't play.
Yeah, after we got fourth place.
Yeah, after we got shit rocked. It was like, hey, we're gonna commit to this. So you have to imagine Steph's playing, Anthony Davis.
Steph and LeBron are kind of the two main guys that have said, yeah, we're in, and those are kind of like the headliners.
Got it.
But in the list of 41, like you got KD, Embiid, Anthony Davis.
Embiid is U.S.?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he said he wanted to play for the U.S.
Okay. Well, that's an automatic.
So you got Embiid, KD, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, those three are pretty automatic. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Embiid.
So you have 5 already.
LeBron, Steph.
Okay.
That's 5. Yep. Kyrie.
I don't know
Potential.
about Kyrie.
Kawhi.
I think Kawhi's. Dame potentially.
Damian
Donovan
Lillard.
Mitchell. I mean, Austin Reeves. No offense, buddy.
Yeah.
Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
That's 7.
Yeah, so then you start looking at how you're going to fill the needs. Like, I know
You
that
need like a point guard guy. Like a Hal Burton wouldn't be bad.
Steph is on there.
I know, but like a Hal Burton coming off the bench. De'Aaron Fox.
You got De'Aaron Fox.
Like Caruso, no offense, no.
Brunson.
Brunson's not bad. You need a big guy.
You probably need one more big guy. So probably, well, you got Embiid and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, you got some pretty big guys.
So like, I mean, once you start sifting through this list, I mean, Anthony Edwards is on there.
I love Ant. And Ant would play with passion. You have to find guys that would play with that passion. I bet you Jaren Jackson would be up there.
Yeah, see, that's where it's like he's a defensive guy and can block a lot of shots.
And he's a rebounder.
Yeah, so like you get those main 7 guys, then you start filling the holes based off of need.
Right.
But like the list that they got is quite good.
I mean,
So-
I think back to the good old traveling basketball days when you're going through tryouts. And there's different tiers, like of players, whatever. Most people are like, oh, you played on the A team, B team, C team, whatever last year. You kind of know where you kind of fit in, right? This is literally every player's an all-star. / you're potentially representing our country. Like every player that even is on this list has to be top 2, 3, 4 of their team.
What about Duncan Robinson?
He's on the list?
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, hell no. No, then I take my comment back. I didn't read the whole list. But, like, yeah.
Cam Johnson.
His team? Probably.
Probably, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, on his team. Hero, yeah. Josh Hart, though, like, random. I'm just confused. Like, De'Aaron Fox is a ball player on the Bulls. Is Kobe White on there? But, like, Devin Booker? How are you going to keep Devin Booker off there?
Right.
But he's just a pure score. I mean, I don't know.
Devin Booker would be a good guy to have on there.
Right.
But
Gotta have guys that play with
the
passion.
list of 41 is quite elite.
I just want to know who's making the cuts. The coaches? Damn.
Probably.
So Clay's not even on there.
No.
God.
He's too washed.
But it also comes down to this. I will say the only caveat, the last thing on this is, it also depends on like health. Because like I know these guys want to play for your country, but then you look at a guy like Hal Burton who's now out for another 3-4 weeks with a hamstring.
3 weeks or 3 games?
I thought it was 3 weeks.
Oh, I don't know. I saw a headline, but I didn't look at it too closely.
But I'm just saying, like, some of these guys, and I know all these guys are now like, oh, I want to play for the country. But it's like, dude, there's also a point to get healthy and a point
but
to...
it's the Olympics.
100%.
Once every 4 years.
Why don't you want to play in the FIBA then?
Because
it's a World Cup.
Yeah, not worth it.
All right.
What else?
Missed the next 3 games. You are correct.
Yeah, 3 games.
So it's at least 3 games. So, yeah.
He'll be coming back soon.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be tough to see. I mean, God, that would be a crazy tryout to watch. Just like watching them go 5-on-5.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be fun. They should allow you to
that'd be
buy.
fun.
They should allow you to buy tickets
To watch the tryouts?
Yes,
Oh gosh.
dude, you're watching an all-star game that actually cares.
Yeah,
Not some skills competition.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
that'd be
kinda
awesome
cool.
to watch.
That would be cool.
They could charge quite a bit to watch it.
Yeah.
But they would never do that.
No.
All right, you got any football, or we're moving on to the beers?
No, I don't got any football.
All right, perfect.
I mean, just a tough, heartbreaking game.
Alrighty, so we are on part 2 of the beers. Let me just make sure there's no peanut butter in any of these cups.
Well, what was crazy is
I'll take that.
the peanut butter. Like I didn't ever even saw it in the glass until it like came up with the beer.
That's right. All right, so we're on to Bauhaus part 2 of the pack.
Decent start last week.
Decent for sure. We got the first one is
live. Doc Rivers is now the Milwaukee Bucks head coach.
Oh, there you go. There you have it.
That's wild.
Yep, that was pretty quick. And the other,
it's like they knew it was happening. It was like they knew that what they were doing before they even fired the guy.
Well, the other
what'd you say? Dismissed?
Is that the word? Him, yep. the part that is probably the most outrageous part of it is that Doc Rivers was like a special consultant to the guy that they just dismissed. So he was like consulting for their team to this head coach that they just let go, and now he's stepping in and taking his spot.
Dude, it's dog world, man.
That slimy. All right, so back to the beer. Bauhaus. First one is called Be Stoked. It's got this nice, like, what would you call this? Green? Teal?
I would say that's teal.
Okay, we got a teal wrap. It's a India Pale Ale.
Oh no. Okay.
It's not a
JPA.
JPA.
I know.
Not a JPA. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
6.4%.
We may never have another JPA. Isn't that sad?
We're gonna have to like go searching for.
Yeah, but I don't think a JPA comes in like the 4-pack or like the assortment packs. You know. Like I think the only reason we found it is because we used to do the individuals.
It might come in like if you want us to go with like a full on like pale ale pack.
God.
I don't know.
Do you think we'd like that?
I don't think that would be very good for us. The last one that we're doing, it's got this nice, what'd you say, sky blue wrap?
I would say that's Carolina blue.
Carolina blue.
That's decent by me.
All right. It's called Guavatron.
Is it a sour?
It's a pink guava gosa.
Okay.
5.0%.
5.0%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 5%. Ooh, these cans got a little fire to them.
Yeah, they do.
When you open them. It's gonna be pink, huh?
It's got a little.
It's got like a malt. That is not pink at all. That is a malty. That's not pink, right?
It's got like a tangerine look to it. But it
Wait,
or like a difference, like a grapefruit.
This one is the first one.
That's the IPA, yes. Okay. So the first one we're doing is Bestoked, the teal IPA. You can always tell IPAs based off of how the bubbles look in the glass after you pour it in.
And the taste. Ooh.
Not your favorite?
Just, whoa. I don't know, man. That is strong in my sense. That is hoppy and just not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't think it's terrible.
I don't think it's awful, but the first taste I just had, I was like, I don't think I was ready for it.
Unfortunately.
It had to be.
You kind of have to be, yeah.
Yeah, dang. Shoot. I was going to do a whole episode without swearing.
That didn't last very long.
That lasted about 12 minutes. Yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, it's just no offense, it's just your typical IPA.
Okay.
I think it's okay. I don't think it's bad, but compared to the other two, it's definitely my least favorite in the pack.
Yeah. I think.
Which is probably standard. I mean, to be honest, it was probably coming in the way that it was like an IPA was going to be the lowest.
It was going to be last regardless. It just depends on what the score is.
It just depends how low do you want to go.
And honestly, like.
How low can you go? Name that artist.
Ludacris.
That a boy.
Yeah.
Nice. What, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect you to get that one.
Come on,
man.
man.
That was decent.
Come on, man.
That was decent.
Compared to other IPAs,
Similar.
pretty good.
It's better.
Yeah.
Other ones, I will say this, and I don't want to offend people out there, but like IPAs are, like when I try to drink an IPA, it's like I'm trying to get it down.
Not good.
Yeah,
not good.
It's tough. Tough on the guzzle.
I also always have such a hard time scoring them because I don't know.
Because they're bad.
Yeah, it's like I don't really like them, but like my IPA scale is what? What have I said? Like 4 to 6?
If 6. 4 to 5.5 max. I don't know if we've ever given an IPA like a really high 5.
Yeah.
It definitely hasn't reached any 6s.
Probably 3 to 6 would probably be the range. So if we're putting like maybe 7, 3 to 7, if we're putting into the 6s on an IPA,
That's very good.
An elite.
I mean, 6 is still a pretty solid beer, just in general. So.
All right, what are you gonna give it?
I'm gonna give it a 5 flat. Like I said, I think it's okay for an IPA. I just am not an IPA guy. It would be interesting to know though, if you lined up like 4 different IPAs, like would they actually have difference? You know?
Would you be able to tell?
If they had a difference?
Yeah.
I think so. But I don't know. I'm not saying I would like one over the other.
Yeah.
I just think they would definitely have a difference, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I'm going to give it a 4.8.
4.8, see? Now
Decent.
Breaking the 5s.
Decent, but not...
Nothing to write home about.
Not the best one ever. Take my
Yeah, see ya. So this is the Gosa?
The Guavatron. It is the Gosa. Pink guava Gosa.
Doesn't really smell like anything.
Smells like kind of like grapefruit.
Is a guava a grapefruit? Is a guava a grapefruit?
No,
Oh, I always thought it was grapefruit.
I think it's different.
What the? Whoa! It's like a sour.
Yeah, it tastes like a sour.
You know what? I'll say this though. I didn't expect that. But I will say I actually don't think it's that bad. I definitely think it's better than the IPA.
I wasn't expecting it to taste like a sour. I don't know. I don't remember.
What's a ghost? Ghosts are kind of sour.
I don't remember that the previous ghosts that we've had were sour.
Yeah, but after my second or third drink, I actually think it's decent.
Mm-hmm. Once you get over the initial
it's sour. It's a sour. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, I also think this. I didn't think it was gonna be a sour because it looks not like a sour.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'll say. I'm gonna give it. I think it's solid. I'm gonna give it a 6-1. Do I think it's the best one in the pack? No. But do I think it's good? Yes.
I'm gonna give it a 5-6.
Okay. So that's decent.
It's decent. I like the flavor,
Okay.
but it's tart.
Oh, it's very tart.
So I feel like if it was like a, what is it called? It's called a pink guava ghost. If it was a pink guava lager, that thing would be money.
Maybe that, yeah.
If they make that, or if they're able to make it like same flavor but not as tart, that would be awesome.
Decent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would highly enjoy that.
yeah, it's not bad though. It's not bad. So there you go. Decent pack overall.
All right, so the 4 scores were, you had 6-2, 6-4, 5-0, 6-1.
Okay.
I had 6-6, 6-1, 4-8, 5-6.
Okay. So yeah, decent pack.
Yeah.
Solid pack. I mean,
Multiple scores in the 6s.
I mean, like we said from the get-go, like the IPA was going to be low.
Yeah, that was going to be the lowest regardless.
So
Cool.
stuck to it.
Love it.
Bang.
And
that's what they call a review.
RV. Bada bing. We're going to talk NBA.
I have a question for you.
Okay,
NBA.
lay it on me, dude.
I will. So I saw yesterday, this is now talking Monday, I should say not yesterday, Monday night, Timberwolves. Monday night was a crazy, let's just say this, crazy night.
Yeah, that's the first thing we're talking about.
And so I think it's crazy, but I think what's even crazier is I just saw today where they came out with, what's his name? Finch. Chris Finch.
Mm-hmm.
Came out with the post-game interview.
Yep.
And basically,
it was last night.
Or it was post-game interview, but I saw it today.
Okay.
So Tuesday. I saw
Somebody
Tuesday.
goes to bed a little earlier.
Yeah, very early. But I was just thinking, I was like, it's crazy to me because he basically ripped the team.
Yeah, he did.
So I want to get your thoughts. Is it like, do you think it's actually like a big thing now?
Warranted? Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So you think it was fun? Because they were talking about, they were like, what's a
Yeah.
bigger deal? Cat scoring that many points or Finch ripping the team? And I was like, how's that even a discussion? Like, him ripping the team was great. It shows that they're not above the team.
Right.
But then it came out also in the locker room that Ant basically said, yeah, we were trying to get him as many points as possible. Once he got to 50, we wanted him to get to 100. And so it's kind of like, but, so you're not really trying to win the game anymore. You're literally just trying to have a guy break an accolade, which is great. But also at the same time, like that's a bad loss. It's a horrible loss.
Yeah, it's a very bad loss.
The Charlotte Hornets are whack.
It's hard. It's hard when somebody starts so well. Like he made his first 8 threes.
Yeah.
And so when somebody's going that well, it's hard not to want to get them the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But like at a certain point, you have to find the balance between continuing to play basketball the way that you should play and you know that you should play versus like trying to get him points.
100%.
You know, I mean, Ant shot one time in the whole first half. And I don't know how many shot attempts he ended with, but it was not that many.
I know, I looked at the box score and it was like Ant had like 4 assists. At one point it was like 6 assists, 1 rebound, 0 points, 0 for 1 shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is he hurt? But then he was still in the game.
No, he literally played the whole game.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was just one of those things, because it's also like the same thing. Like, because the other thing we were going to talk about, like Joel Embiid had 70 points.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, do you think it does get to a point where it's like, all right, this guy, obviously you want to feed the hot hand. I'm not disagreeing with that. But does it get to a point where it's also like, hey, we need to win the basketball game? Right. Like Joel Embiid was helping his team win, and you could tell at the end they were up by, 20? 15 to 20, Joel Embiid, or 10 to 15. So it was lengthy, so he was just trying to get 70. Mm-hmm. But like the Timberwolves was like, bro, the lead started going down and down and down and down.
It was, I mean, they ended up winning by 10, the 76ers.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, to me, it's different. Like, it would be different if it was Anthony Edwards that had a 40-some point first half.
Yeah.
Because he is the centerpiece of the offense. Mm-hmm. Katz is the secondary guy.
Right.
So it would be like if Tyrese Maxey was going for 45 in the first half and then Embiid like didn't shoot, which would never happen. No. You know? So like, I mean, there's multiple things that may have been the case. Like Ant was sick leading up to the game. He was questionable. And so maybe there's multiple things that were playing into it, but like to have somebody only shoot one time, that's
play the
centerpiece
whole game
of the offense. Yeah, it was just bad news.
I know.
So, and then it just kept spiraling down. But, I mean, it's a classic thing. Like, dude, you should see all of these. It's like the same thing. Like how everybody makes such a big deal about if somebody gets like crossed and they fall down or whatever. Like, people make that the biggest deal ever. Whereas or getting dunked on. Mm-hmm. If you're in a competitive game and you're playing against somebody good, like
that's gonna happen.
You're gonna be in those situations. But everybody is making just like how younger basketball is right now.
It's like street ball.
It makes those types of things are the biggest things that are happening. Mm-hmm. And so then it's like, oh my gosh, if somebody has 30 points, then you gotta
keep getting
the ball.
It's like, dude, I don't disagree with getting him the hot hand. Like, you always do heat checks, you always do that. But the best point about it was when Finch was like, yeah, but towards the end of the game, it faded off very quickly. So and fast. No offense, he just doesn't bring a whole lot else to the game.
No.
Besides a few gimme rebounds because he's 7 feet tall and he just stands there and grabs it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I don't know. In my mind, I was like, I'm glad he ripped him. They needed it, but it's also just like, you can't have that happen. Like, that just can't happen.
Well, the Hornets scored double the amount of points that we scored in the fourth quarter.
Doesn't surprise me. So,
and we lost by 3 points.
Damn. Yeah, tough. Happens.
Yeah, so kind of on that note, there's been a lot of big-time scoring performances lately.
Yeah.
I mean, even just starting Saturday. Between Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, there were 5 players that scored at least 40 points in a game.
Wow.
Jokic scored 42. Durant scored 40. Those are both on Sunday. Dame Lillard scored 45 on Saturday. And then Kat scored 62 and Embiid scored 70 on Monday.
Yeah, that's crazy. I will say this. I saw an interview.
That's a lot of scoring.
Where they reached out to, or they talked to Kevin Durant after his game. They were the late game. And he basically, the reporter was like, did you see him beat one for 70? And he was like, no. And then he brought up a good point. He's like, this basketball right now is the craziest because people don't realize how good these coaches are, but people also don't realize, like, you have big guys shooting threes with ease. Like, that's not normal. Like, in the old school days, like...
Now it is.
But now you have to.
Yeah.
Like, now you watch these guys play, it's like they have to be able to step out.
But honestly, if you look at Embiid's shot chart from
it's all mid-range.
The game, it's a lot of, like, catch it at the free throw area, like, right in the middle there.
Yeah.
And then it's either, like, a step back, a pull-up, or something in closer.
100%. I'm not saying he shoots, but I'm just saying he can step back and shoot the three.
Yeah. I think he had one or two.
So, yeah, I definitely think that's the crazy side of it. I was just like, the game today, and I mean, even look at Kevin Durant. He's 6'11", and he's one of the best pure scorers in the game. So, it's crazy.
Yeah. I think it's
exciting.
Enjoyable to watch.
Oh, yeah, it's a great fan part of it. 100%.
Yeah. The next thing that is coming is the trade deadline.
It is coming. It's already... Well, there's already been some...
We're approaching it.
Yeah.
So you had Terry Rozier sent off to Miami.
And Kyle Lowry.
Yep, Kyle Lowry moved off. Honestly, they said that they are currently not looking to send him anywhere.
Send who?
Kyle Lowry.
Who is it?
The Hornets.
Oh, yeah. So they're going to keep him?
Potentially.
But I'm saying, like...
They probably say that now. Who knows if he'll be there after the trade deadline.
Well, to be honest, maybe Kyle Lowry might have some pull in it, but he might also be like, I'm not trying to rebuild or be this guy. I mean, this is LaMelo's point guard team. I'm not... We're going to lose a ton of games. We're almost out of playoff contention already. I don't want to play.
They pretty much are.
That's what I'm saying. So it might be some push in his side where it's like, this is not happening. So... I actually kind of like it, though, for Terry Rozier. I think Terry Rozier's a solid player.
I hate it.
Why?
Because he's on my fantasy team.
Terry Rozier is? Or Kyle Lowry?
Terry Rozier.
Why do you hate it, then? He's going to get a lot. I mean, he's got...
Not really. He's the third option.
Yeah.
Jimmy's guess technically you could argue... Jimmy's back now.
Yeah, but
you could argue he's the third option on the Hornets, but, LaMelo was out for a ton of time. Yeah. I don't know. It'll be great for the Heat.
No, it's a great pickup for the Heat-wise. Non-fantasy-wise, yes, it does stink for you.
Yes.
But if you know anything about...
Non-fantasy-wise, it's great.
No, non-fantasy-wise, it's great. Your fantasy-wise, it's not. If you know anything about Nairn's Fantasy League, and I don't mean to shout bad things about people... Nairn's very good. These guys don't. I mean, nobody checks it as much as Chris does. So,
First place.
Maybe this is the way... God is like, all right, I got to even the playing field. We're going to take Terry Rozier and put him on a team. But we'll see. I don't know. It's exciting, though. There will be a lot more moves, I think, coming. And
you want to know what I hate about it, though? Not the Terry Rozier thing, but just, in general.
What's that?
Honestly, if you just start scrolling on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it.
It's Twitter.
It's Twitter. If you just start scrolling, literally... every single post about the trade deadline, I feel like, is Lakers are interested in this player. Lakers are interested in this player. Lakers have interest in bringing this player on board. Oh, they're keeping an eye on this player. It's like, who is your source with the Lakers? Because they're literally just adding you to every single call that they have. Because the amount of players that they listed that they're interested in or keep an eye on, is basically every single player that's even remotely on the trade block.
Yeah, I think it is weird. I mean,
it was annoying.
There was also a game. Wasn't it just the last game that there was some Twitter clip that D'Lo was crying because it's he's leaving, or there was some speculation.
He sucks.
Speaking of Twitter, if you want to elaborate on that, I saw you had a very tweet
D'Lo
about D'Lo
stinks.
Besides offense.
He does.
Brings nothing to the table.
Do you disagree?
No. The only thing I will say this.
Okay, disagree.
No, the only thing I will say about D'Lo is I do actually love when D'Lo gets hot, though. He's so fun to watch because he doesn't care. He plays with zero cares. Frustrating, yes, but the man, he's kind of playing decent lately.
He sucks at
defense. Not a great guy, I don't think, but the funny thing, you know what the funny story about D'Lo is? D'Lo in college wore number 0 at Ohio State because 0 people could guard him.
Right.
He was playing the Gophers. I was at that game. He had 0 points in the first half.
He killed.
He had 40
Yeah.
in the second half.
Yeah, I remember that play.
Oh my God. I was like, so because like everyone was chirping him.
Yeah.
And it was like a decently close game. This bro came out and dropped 40.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, no one can guard you.
Yeah,
so,
no, he is good. But he's a good scorer. But the issue is...
I would say he's a great scorer.
No.
I'd say he's a great scorer. He can get... I mean, he's averaging in the last 5... Yeah,
I'd
averages...
say he's a good scorer. The issue with him is you don't want a team that he's the main option.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
Well, and I think, so, if you're not the main option, then you have to be able to find other ways to impact the game. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, the Lakers, they have too many guys that are just either, like, very singular focused, or they suck so bad at multiple things.
Yeah. Well, I just think also, like, I mean, I don't know. And maybe it's just culture, whatever, but, like, the Lakers are also just one of those teams where, like, you look at their roster and it's like, wow, they have a lot of talented players. And that's the same stuff every year where it's like, they make it to the playoffs, they lose the first round because they're not an actual great team.
Mm-hmm.
They're just great individuals. And
everybody thinks
you have one of the best players to ever play. Sure, LeBron, Anthony Davis is up there, sure. But it's just crazy to me because I'm also like, dude, like, these guys are just like older and they just don't play as a team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do think it is one of those things. I agree with you 100% where if D'Lo's your first option, you're in trouble. But a team like on this, like a team that could, like the Lakers actually aren't a bad fit for D'Lo because he's not the first, second. I don't even think he's the first or second option.
No,
he
would be the third.
You think? Over my boy Austin Reeves?
He would be the third offensive option.
Yeah.
I think I've said it for a long time. I think Austin Reeves is very overrated.
Yeah. Sure.
Like, Doc, if you traded, and I don't know about salary or whatever, but if you basically traded Austin Reeves for Bruce Brown, which is a name that they brought up, he would be so much better. And then you find somebody like,
Well, I think Bruce Brown is a great fit because Bruce Brown is willing to do the dirty
he does
work.
all the other stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. None of these guys, like, and it's nothing. I mean, D'Lo never did it in the first place, but like, it's just kind of crazy because once these guys go to the Lakers, like, they just become irrelevant because they stop doing like the nitty gritty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's overshadowed because they have two very, very good players, like an Anthony Davis and LeBron. But it's just like
it seems like every team has two very good players
nowadays, and I think that's why the Lakers aren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but everybody still thinks they should be really good.
It's the same names. It's just the names, baby. It's all about the names.
Yeah. So true.
I don't know. Do you think the Timberwolves will do anything?
In terms of trade deadline?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
No.
Okay. I mean, I don't really know if we really need. Would you just squeeze the balls?
It hit.
Oh, nice. There you go. Nairn's an addict.
No,
okay.
I don't think. I think our salary cap restricts us a little bit.
Yeah.
And the other aspect of it is, there's only a few guys that we would be able to move that have any sort of value. Like, honestly, the main person that has any value is Kyle Anderson. But like,
that we would want to move.
Well, he's the only one that is making enough money.
You think McDaniels? Did we just sign him though?
No, we would never trade Jalen McDaniels.
Yeah, but wasn't there a time where we weren't even going to re-sign him?
Like, we already signed him.
No, I know, but over the offseason.
We would not trade Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, I think Jaden McDaniels
but on our team, in my opinion, there's 3 people that we can't trade.
Ant.
Yes.
Cat.
No.
Rudy.
No.
Well, the other one's Jaden McDaniels. But
Jaden McDaniels.
Who's the other
2. One other person.
One other person?
Yes. In my opinion.
What?
In my opinion, I think Mike Conley is the other person we cannot trade.
Well, we're not going to trade him. He's going to retire eventually.
No, I know,
He's
but
old as
he
dirt.
is the third most important player on our team. And
you
then
think behind those two guys?
yes,
Okay.
Rudy's a close.
I think Rudy's definitely in the argument for third or fourth.
Rudy's close to me, but he also makes a bunch of money. So one, he would be harder to trade, and two, it would be harder to like find a spot to trade him to.
Yeah, because we took that on.
So I mean I have nothing against Rudy. I'm very happy that he's on our team. Yeah, because he's crushing it this year.
Yeah. He's a defensive presence.
But in that order, because Mike Conley is just so important. Last night literally showed us Mike Conley is so important to our team.
Mm-hmm.
And also, that is what makes Kyle Anderson also very important to our team, although to a lesser extent, he does have the calming presence where he doesn't really look to score. He can do all of these other multifaceted things.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of like connects everything together. And so especially when Mike's not on the court or not even playing in the game, like that is what you need.
Well, I think then the thing with Mike Conley too is he's a true point guard.
Yes.
Like there's not a lot of true point guards in the league
Team.
anymore. A lot of these guys are wanting to go down and just score every time and do whatever. Or sometimes the point guard is literally, we've talked about this, like the point guard is literally LeBron, who's not a point guard. Yeah. Well, he's a point guard, but
which
he's not,
isn't always bad. But
it's not bad, but it's nice to have it when you have two guys who else can score. But then there's also times when Mike Conley sits there and it's like, hey, this guy's not a bad shooter either. He's not a bad player either. So, yeah, I think that's fine. What about Naz Reid?
I think he's good.
Yeah, I think he needs to stay, though.
Well, he signed a 2-year contract.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I think, in 2 years, I think Naz Reid coming off the bench and playing with the second team, when he does, is like, it makes a big difference because he's a very good player. And he does the nitty-gritty work, too. Like, he bangs bodies down low. He's the opposite of Cat in that sense, defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're both good shooters. Like, Naz Reid can get hot, but, like, Cat is like, Naz Reid actually wants to rebound. Cat don't want to rebound.
I don't know if Naz, I would say, like, wants to rebound.
I think Naz will get his hands dirty more than Cat. Cat is probably top.
It depends on how Cat's feeling on the day. On that specific
Usually,
day.
Yeah.
That's not to say that he's always feeling great and wants to rebound, or he never is feeling great. Like, that's the problem, is it's so up and down.
Right. So.
And the one gripe, I feel like this is just a Timberwolves tangent right now, but
I don't think it's tangent. I think it's just obvious.
The one gripe about Cat is he is so affected by what happens around him. Like, oh, okay, he's scoring a bunch in that last game. Okay, he's going to keep shooting. If he gets an early foul and he thinks that he got fouled again, but they don't call it, then he's just going to keep complaining and never will just like move on to the next thing that's going to happen in the game. So like, I feel like that's one thing that you always try and instill in younger kids when they're playing is like, all right, there's going to be a bajillion things that happen during the game, but you have to be able to like, this thing happens, all right, we're moving on to the next play. All right, we're moving on to the next opportunity to do something good. Whereas literally Cat, who's one of the top 35 players in the NBA, probably,
that's a tough
does not have that skill down at all. Like, he is one of the worst people at it that I can think of.
Well, I think it's one of those things like...
And that will always be his downfall.
Yeah, but that's been from the get-go because it's always been like a maturity thing where it's like you said, he just babies and he just keeps arguing and it's like, dude, stop.
Yeah,
stop. Just let it go. Nothing's going to change.
That's
stop
exactly what happened when he missed that last second shot last night.
Yeah, 100%.
On Monday, and they didn't call the foul.
Which?
It was a foul, yes.
100%.
And the report shows it, that they missed a bunch of calls. But
10.
It doesn't change the fact that he got fouled, missed it, whatever. We fouled, and then we called timeout. He literally went back over to the refs.
Yeah. Complaining.
Took like 20 to 30 seconds of the timeout. Then walked back, hung his head, paid attention a little bit, then came out, still was visibly upset. It's like, dude, it happened literally in like real time, probably 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Too bad. And now we're passing it in to you to try and make the tying 3-pointer.
Well, and that's the hard part.
Obviously,
That's the hard part is that he's
in.
the focal point, and it's like that is not going. There's zero chance that's going in,
Zero.
and I bet you once he missed that one too at the end, he probably was still bitching about.
Yes,
the
he
call.
was.
And that's the problem.
Yes,
is like you said, it's the maturity level of it where. I think the difference is why it's good for the Timberwolves. I guess the last thing is why it's good that Ant is now the focal point is because he can have that moment where it's like, I'm still going to go play defense and I'm going to make up for it. And like I feel like Ant has that, I don't want to say the dog in him, but it's like the fact of like...
He got that dog in him.
No, but I know, but it's like the fact of if he doesn't like the call, he's going to show up by defense, like playing hard defense against their best player. 100%. Ant does that way more than Towns.
Well, way more. Yes, way more, but that doesn't take much.
I'm saying if you talk, the majority of the NBA people, literally, I don't care who it is, they bitch and moan about everything. I mean, the NBA is a bunch of diva shows when you want to get down into the nitty gritty. I mean, these guys think they get fouled every single play they miss it.
Yeah, that's because they expect to make every shot.
That's what I'm saying. But it's also like, I know when you go to the hole, to be honest, you probably do get slapped a little bit.
Yeah, probably every time.
100%. And it's kind of like the same thing calling holding in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, dude, like you said, most of these players, I mean, there's a lot of players, though, that don't get over it. That's why they get a lot of technicals. Like Luka's the same way.
Yeah, Luka is. Yeah.
So, but it's just, you live with it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's true. Shall we move on?
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Let's move on to Fave 4.
You want to talk NFL or you want to go straight to Fave 4? Is there anything? Let's ask this. Is there anything that surprised you in this last round, the divisional round?
I think that it was a surprise to see that the Ravens, who were the 1 seed in the AFC, were a very strong team, and the 1 seed in the NFC, who everybody kind of considered to be on a crash course to play the Ravens in the Super Bowl, was not that strong.
You think the weather had something to do with that?
Probably.
Yeah. And Debo getting hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make excuses
there were
for
other factors that played into it, but like...
I mean, they're 7-point favorites against the Lions.
This week?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I just don't know. And here's the thing, too, I'll say on top of that. I hate to toot the Packers' horns, but I mean... They
did look...
Jordan Love looks very good. And he makes some dumb plays, and he's a young guy and makes a dumb play, and like, yes, he throws some... But like, he's an athletic quarterback.
Yeah,
and so, like, their future is... I hate to say it because I hate them, but their future looks decent.
I hate them, too.
I will say this. I hate... My least favorite player in the whole NFL is now Jair Alexander.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
I think he's the most annoying person. And also, it's like when he plays defense, like, dude, I get you're okay defender, sure. Dude, you hold the receiver you're placing almost every time.
Are you watching this?
Yeah, there's no shoe on.
Yeah,
it's Russell.
Yeah, no, he's.
It's just so annoying, and it's like, yes, you're decent, but it's like the pack is back. The pack is back.
Yeah. It is.
I mean, did you see?
It's hard to listen to.
There was a funny thing though on George Kittle was getting on the Kelsey podcast, and then they were talking about the game, and he was like said something along the lines of like Kittle was like, yeah, well, he was talking to one of the guys who's a Packer fan. He's like, hey, Ty, the pack is back. Go pack your fucking bags, buddy. And said something to him. I was like, oh my God. Like, it's real. And I'll also say this, and the last thing about the NFL, what I noticed also with the Packers, like, in their defense, like, I get your nitty-gritty, I get your, like, intense in the game. I never understand how they decide who gets personal fouls and not, because there were so many plays that a Packers defender would come up and push someone, or even when they hit Jordan Love out of bounds, which was not a foul, and this guy, this tight end sprinted off the bench, Segura, or some 81 guy, wasn't on the field, sprints off the bench, nothing's called, and then all of a sudden they call it on the... they call a offsetting one on the 49ers guy because all he did was go like this. He pushed him over like this. And they were like, offset it. It's like, what do you mean?
That's
I
not
hate
good
it. That's why I hate the
offset.
Packers too. No offense to all my friends out there that are Packer fans. I hate them. I never will like them.
Never.
Ever.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It should be a good weekend. I mean, has to be projections, Ravens, 49ers. I mean, I think Taylor Swift's run has to come to an end.
It has to. Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately.
The other nice thing that is always, I remember it like it was yesterday, last year. And it
Say
was
that again?
big.
Remember like it was yesterday? This is last
So
year?
last year, I remember like it was yesterday.
Okay, yeah, got it. Yep.
What was the last round? The division round?
Division round, yeah. Yep.
It is incredible on Sunday when the games are at 2 and 5:30.
Oh,
Incredible.
Well, that's how they are now.
On this
2
week
and
too.
5:30.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Literally, because on normal weeks it's 12, 3, and 7.
The Super Bowl's at 5:30 too.
Yeah, but that one goes a little longer. But even
Yeah,
so,
but if it starts at 5:30, that's still decent. It's done by 9 or 10.
it should be done by 10. Yeah.
But if it starts at 7 or 8, then
But in last week and this coming week when it starts at 5:30, it's done by 7:38. It is amazing. It's like you feel like you can sit down, watch the whole game, and also you got 2 hours after the game to do whatever you want.
sounds like, Chris, you need to live on the West Coast. That's
No.
how the West Coast goes for sports, man.
Yeah, no,
That's every week.
Ugh.
I'm not telling you where to move to. I know you're kind of a Cali guy here and there, whatever. But
I've just spent more time on the West Coast versus East Coast. But
yeah, well, I think the East Coast is ass
East,
for sports.
East Coast would be the worst.
I think we're talking about this more than
so
most
many
topics.
times.
Yeah, we probably talked about this more than Taylor Swift. But I'm just saying, West Coast, it's different though because then college football's at like 9 a.m., which is a little too early.
Yeah.
It's a little early. And even the NFL at 10 a.m., that's a little early.
Yeah.
Like 12 is the perfect time, but also ending on the East Coast where it's like, or I mean the West Coast where it's like, oh, the Sunday night game is done at 8 p.m. and you're like, oh, nice.
This is awesome.
Yeah, what do you guys want to play a game? You guys want to
Yeah.
do something? Like, what are we doing?
Do you want to have dinner?
Yeah. Well, first of all, hopefully 8 before 8. I'm not a late night either. You eat at 8?
I mean, it's a possibility.
Okay. You
You
can
know,
just eat
you
during the
never
game,
know.
right?
You could.
So there it is.
Or if you want to lock in.
Yeah, you never know. Gotta lock in.
You never know.
Lock in.
That's all I got. I'm good.
That's all I got
so.
too. That's crazy. Tickets are starting at $570 for the Ravens game, and $420, $419. Sorry for the 49ers. If this was in Detroit, these would be over 1,000
Probably.
easily.
Yeah.
Craziness.
It would.
Craziness.
We're gonna move on to Fave 4 now.
Bang bang. Bagel bagel.
With all the focus on
Sports.
sweets
No football. Yeah, sweets.
at sporting events.
I mean, the Jason Kelsey thing was kind of cool.
That was wild. He was having the best time ever.
Yeah, he just jumped out of the suite like
So easily. And
But also, he jumped up, but there's no one around him. But it was also like, bro, you could slip and hurt yourself.
But that was on purpose because that's what Taylor Swift is. Can you imagine how much attention that people would be given that if they were right in front of the box?
Do you think they have to buy those seats, or they just don't sell them?
No, they probably bought them, but like whatever,
For them, yeah,
doesn't matter.
decent. Here's a $20 bill for normal people. That's like what it is for her.
Probably.
They said that she tipped one of like the waitresses like $1,000.
Yeah, see, doesn't matter.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so like jumping down was impressive, but jumping back up looked like it was so easy.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. No, I never knew D'Angelo Russell had a unibrow. I thought that was Anthony Davis. That is a full unibrow.
Yeah, he's got to get that fixed.
I think he's doing it because he's playing with AD.
No, he needs to fix that.
But yeah, I think it was crazy. I mean, that is an athletic man.
Yeah. So we're doing.
He also hasn't said he's not. He also has said he's not coming back.
Yeah, you're right. See. So we're doing the topic for today is Fave 4 people that you would want to be in a
That you would have in your suite at an NFL game.
Yeah, and obviously you only get 4. So
these are famous people.
It's a cumulative thing. So when you get the first person, like that person's in, and you got to create the 4.
Correct.
It's not just like a ranking of this is who my first one would be, this is who my second one would be. Like you're creating a 4-person group that's in the suite altogether.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. And you're the fifth person.
Yes, correct.
Correct.
There's only 5. It's a small suite. Sorry.
Yeah, we couldn't buy the whole thing.
No.
Okay. Dead, alive.
It has to be alive.
Okay.
Has to be somebody that you could actually like go to the Super Bowl with in your suite.
Yeah, so alive.
Yeah. They have to be alive in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay, anyways, heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails.
Okay.
That's a tails, right? Yeah, this is a fancy coin.
I'm gonna go with. I'll go second.
Okay. I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
My first overall pick would be Michael Jordan.
Okay. Interesting. My first pick is going to be Tom Brady.
Okay.
And my second pick is going to be Shaq.
Who? Shaq.
Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
My second pick is going to be Derek Jeter, favorite player,
Okay.
and they're both Jordan guys.
Oh.
They have something to talk about in the back. They have something to
There's a
talk about.
connection.
And then my third pick is going to be. Let's see here. Is going to be Tiger Woods.
Okay.
Eldrick Woods.
You think he's gonna go to Jordan? Probably can't.
No, he can't. Well, actually, he's not Nike anymore.
Yeah, that's right. But
I don't know if he's Nike anything.
Alrighty. My third pick is going to be Adam Sandler.
Okay. Wait, what's the tie-in? What do you mean by tie-in? Are they just comedians? What is this? Is this like an FTX group?
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like they have to have connection, but like this is the foursome that you're creating in the suite. So like I would have Tom Brady, Shaq, and Adam Sandler all together.
Okay. Who's your fourth?
Any group with Adam Sandler is gonna be a freaking great time.
Yeah, he's a decent guy. Seems like a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. My fourth one is going to be. My fourth one is going to be Mark Cuban.
That's random.
It's random, but like he's got a connection to everything. Plus, he's so smart.
That's stupid. My fourth one is going to be Kevin Hart.
Okay.
I need somebody funny in there. I don't think Michael Jordan's funny.
So you're on the same path. We both grab one person funny.
Well, you need one.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm not funny. So.
All right, so who's your 4?
4, Michael Jordan, Derek Jeter, Tiger Woods, Kevin Hart.
Okay, my 4 is Tom Brady, Shaq, Adam Sandler, and Mark Cuban.
Man, I'm just so thankful. I was like, if you said Tony Romo, I was like,
Tony Romo? No,
dog,
never.
No offense, I don't want to dog people, but I don't know if I can keep listening to him. Man, dude, it's hard.
Who has the Super Bowl this year?
I have no idea. Can't be them, right? How do you know? CBS. Fuck, that isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
You're joking.
I'm not joking at all.
There's going to be multiple. There's got to be multiple stations, right? It's the Super Bowl. ESPN has to have the Super Bowl.
It's ABC and ESPN are connected.
Man.
What about the...
What if they put it on Peacock? It'll be on Peacock.
That's NBC.
Oh.
Go to Conference Championship. They got a game this week, I'm pretty sure.
Peacock?
No.
CBS and Fox.
Yeah, so...
Who's Fox?
That's
Greg
Joe
Olson.
Buck. Oh, no, probably Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, yeah.
But Greg Olson's also Fox.
Greg Olson's secondary guy.
I will say this too, and I know announcing is tough.
I like Greg Olson.
It is not. Yeah, Greg Olson's fine. He makes some dumb comments, but I just cannot stand Tony Romo because it's like, dude, I'm just trying to watch the game. Like, he keeps trying to predict things, and I hate when people predict things. This is my one rant. I hate when people predict things, and then they're like completely wrong, and he goes, "Oh yeah."
That makes sense.
It's like, no, we just listened to you blab for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know people like him, but it's also just like, dude, just let
That's
us
because
watch
that
the
was
game.
his thing at the beginning, and he actually got a number of them right.
Oh, we got them all right. Let's be honest. Hey, spade is spade. He got literally every call right.
Yeah. So that actually hurts him now because he thinks that he's got to go back to that.
Do you think the Manning cast will have the Super Bowl?
No.
Got it.
Because it's on ESPN. If it was ABC or ESPN, then they would.
So you think it's only going to be on CBS?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, because they want to consolidate the market for ads.
Yeah, I guess. Costs a lot of
I
money.
think it's a rolling like thing. So like this year it's CBS, next year it's ABC, next year it's Fox or whatever order they're
Yeah, like it just keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool.
There you have it, folks. Episode 23 is in the books.